It is rare that I have a personal connection to what is happening in this show, in What's Up in Makeup, in Makeup News. Now, this is the second week in a row that I've been personally connected. I'm personally connected because our top story this week has to do with FabFitFun, which is a beauty, fitness, fashion, lifestyle subscription that is shipped quarterly. Why do I know that? Because I have been doing quarterly sponsored FabFitFun videos for 7 years. Some of my absolute favorite things that I own are from FabFitFun. My favorite coffee mug, my favorite blanket, some of my favorite skincare, some of my favorite hair care products. I don't think I found any really good makeup through FabFitFun. I was thinking about this, but that's a little bit off topic. My point is that so many of the things that I have found and discovered and continue to use and love have been through this subscription box. I will tell you that I have emailed my contact over at FabFitFun and I have ended my partnership with the company over what happened last week, over what I found out about the CEOs of the company last week. But I will do what I always do when it comes to a story, which is present the facts. What do we know about the situation? What has been presented publicly? And then I will present my personal opinion, the connections that I have personally made based on my thoughts and feelings on the topic. After that, we will talk Susan Yara and Naturium, which is her skincare line, and the interview that she recently did with Glossy magazine about the sale of Naturium to e.l.f. Cosmetics. Also in today's show, we're talking about Lush's Willy Wonka style holiday contest. It's actually really fun and cute. We have updates on the parent company, Amyris, which declared bankruptcy, and the companies that are underneath, because you may not have heard of Amyris, but you've probably heard of Biossance, Rose Inc., For You by Tia Mowry. Some of those companies have been sold and some of them have not. We'll go into all of the details. And then we're closing out top news with the Panton color of the year. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that, along with all of the makeup releases that were launched this week. So hang tight. We are jumping into it right now. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where we talk about everything that is happening in the beauty space all in one place, so you don't have to go searching anywhere. I've done all the searching for you, and I'm going to share what I have found. But before we get started with the show this week, we do have to take a long moment to thank this week's sponsor. I had a lot to say this week. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to my bathroom. Today's video is very kindly sponsored by Nira. They are the first at-home non-fractional laser clinically proven to reduce wrinkles on the face and body. Nira is less invasive than in-office treatments and injectables at a fraction of the cost. In case you did not know, I am 45 and a half years old. I will count the half. I've made it this far. I can keep counting my halves. And of course, as a 45-year-old person, I am getting wrinkles. I have been getting these wrinkles on my forehead for many, many years. I remember probably back in 2014, 2015, someone commented on one of my videos that they could run a car across the lines in my forehead. No, it wasn't a car, it was a train. And ever since then, I had kind of a complex about my forehead wrinkles. And then I started noticing, of course, like we all will if we are lucky enough to age, wrinkles around the eyes, starting to see these lines getting a little more inset. And then I'm getting a line right here in between my eyes. I'm not getting 11s this way, I'm just getting a 1 going that way. I just realized I didn't even show it to you yet. This is the Nira Pro and this is the Nira Precision. And how they work is by addressing both extrinsic and intrinsic aging. Intrinsic aging is the aging that our body does naturally as we get older. Our skin starts producing less elastin and collagen in our skin. The extrinsic stuff is the aging that we get because of life. because of sun exposure, because of smoking, because of improper diet. So what Nira does is it uses a laser to gently heat the skin. It heats all the way down to the dermis of the skin. And what that does is it signals our skin to produce more collagen. These are non-fractional lasers. A lot of the lasers that are used in offices are fractional lasers. And what happens there is that the skin ends up, you leave the office and your skin is red and you need healing time and it's irritated it, and you need that downtime to recover from the treatment. With a non-fractional laser, there is no downtime, there's no redness, and there is no pain. So I'll go ahead and show you how these work. So let's go ahead and start with the one that I started with. Let's start with the precision. So you push the button here, and then I'm going to lower it down to the lowest setting because this one I feel like is a little bit more intense in the heat. I think it's just because the surface area here that is treating is just so small. And then I just take it under my eyes, and you can hear the beep will tell you when it's time to move on. Now you never want to treat the same spot twice. You want to just keep moving across until you've treated your whole under eye area or wherever else you want to treat. Like I can treat here in between my eyes, I can treat my frown lines, you can treat crow's feet, whatever you want to treat that's a more precision area. Now with the Pro, it's a bigger surface area, so I actually use all the way up to the 5th level on this one because it's just not as concentrated, so the heat isn't as intense. And the other thing with the Pro is with the Nira Precision, you have to push the button every single time. With the Pro, you don't. You just have to hold it like this, and it takes a little bit longer, but you just slowly move it across whatever large area you want to treat. So I treat my forehead wrinkles mostly with this, but you can treat neck wrinkles, you can treat your hands. If you see that your hands are, because the skin is becoming less taut and quote unquote older looking, you can do that. You can do that as well. I do want to quickly show you my before and after photos, but I will tell you I am absolutely awful at before and after photos with the light in the room and everything. I am not good at it. So I also want to show you some of their before and after pictures that they professionally took because I am not a professional photographer. I feel like you can see the results more in their professional setting. So let's say you have both large areas you want to treat and small areas that you want to treat. Nira has a fantastic bundle that is on a significant discount right now for both of the devices, and then you also get their hyaluronic acid serum. Besides being very, very hydrating, it just feels really good on the skin after you've done a treatment. One of the things that makes me feel so good about doing sponsorships with Nira is that if after 90 days, when they guarantee results, you do not see what you want to see, what you expected from the devices, you can just send them back and Nira will give you a full refund, no questions asked. So if you would like to try the Nira Precision or the Nira Pro or the hyaluronic acid serum or all three in the bundle, links will be down below for you. Thank you again to Nira for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you so much. And now, my friend, it is time for What's Up in Makeup. Before we get started with the story, I do want to make sure I'm very clear that I 100% believe in every person's right to believe what they want to believe, to post to their social channels what they feel like is representative of who they are as a person. But along with that, I do believe that individual customers have that same right to then look at something that someone has done and say, you know what, that doesn't align with me. And I believe that for everybody, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. That being said, here is what is happening with FabFitFun's. So on December 3rd, specifically at 11:04 a.m. Eastern Time, FabFitFun posted this to X, which is the site formerly known as Twitter. Feel free to pause to read it in its entirety, but the caption reads, "Happy holidays. FabFitFun is pledging an additional $100,000 of X advertising in support of its free speech ideals. And to all of you looking for a perfect gift this holiday, we're giving a free $300 gift with your first box for new annual X users. Use code GO yourself." So of course, as someone who has worked with FabFitFun closely since my 12-year-old was in kindergarten, I looked at this and I said, this cannot be real. It turns out, my friends, it is 100% real. I talked about this last week in live chat, and I had said very proudly and happily, if you didn't watch this week's live chat, you are not going to know about this. I'm going to tell you now what I had talked about, which was that I had personally just purchased my own very first FabFitFun subscription. I'd been partnered with them for a long time, but I didn't understand the customer experience of ordering from there, and I thought that would be good for me as someone who reviews the product to order it. I'd seen Alexandria Ryan do it. I thought it was a great idea, so I ordered my box. Then I noticed there was a men's box, so I ordered that men's box for my husband. And if you have been around my channel since the beginning, my husband John and I, we used to do battling Birchbox subscriptions. What?
Snapper box, Smackdown.
Wow.
Get someone.
You're covering my Birchbox.
Quit looking at the monitor.
Stop covering my Birchbox.
Quit looking at the monitor.
What is this? What is this octopus madness we've got going on here?
It was so fun. If you've never met my husband, he's freaking hilarious. He's so smart, and we really bounce well off of each other when we are in videos together. So I was like, this is a great way to bring John back on the channel, and I was so excited. Of course, both boxes were purchased. It wasn't going to be sponsored, but I was going to continue doing my sponsorships with FabFitFun as well. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I did purchase that subscription a few weeks ago. I was able to verify some of the screenshots that were floating around the internet because these screenshots came from the private group that is within the FabFitFun community on their website. The only way you can have access to this community is if you are a current subscriber. So I have verified the screenshots that came from the community. I've also verified the statement that FabFitFun made with my contact over there when I canceled my partnership with them. What you need to know about this forum is that there is a moderator that seems to be very loved over there. Her name is Jamie. Jamie was apparently supposed to be just about to go on vacation when all of this happened, so Jamie was posting. Jamie saw on the forum that someone had posted the ad that had been posted to X, and this is what she said. Regarding the promo, I'm passing this along internally for investigation. I have no idea what this is, as it's never something we would put out. But just like I thought it was something they would never put out, Jamie thought this was something they never put out. Like I said, it is absolutely real, because soon after, Jamie confirmed in the group saying, hey everyone, we've circled up with teams internally and believe the execution of this campaign was in poor judgment. The advertisement in question has been taken down and we apologize for any offense it created. Please know that we're listening and very grateful for our community and all of your feedback. After that, people went over to FabFitFun and tested the code Go Yourself, and it actually worked. If you are so confused right now, like, what does this even mean? Why? Where is this even coming from? You are not alone. Let me guide you through what this was in reference to. So Elon Musk, who is now the owner of X, the site formerly known as Twitter, had recently done an interview. I believe it was like a big forum thing with the New York Times. There were a bunch of really famous, well, businessy people all up in the audience and everything, and he was on the stage being interviewed. And he was asked about a post that he had responded to that was anti-Semitic. It was reinforcing the anti-Semitic tropes of the Great Replacement theory. I will put more information on that from the Anti-Defamation League down below if you would like to learn more. So Elon was on the stage answering questions, and he did say that he regretted agreeing with this post. Then he was discussing about the advertisers that had pulled out of advertising on X due to his support of this tweet, and this is what he said.
If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
Now that you know that context, I will show you FabFitFun's post that they put up to their private community. I do not believe this has been posted on any of their public social channels. This was just posted for current subscribers, but you can find this in the articles that are linked down below. Like I said earlier, feel free to pause to read, but I'm gonna go ahead and summarize it for you. Basically, they're sincerely apologizing and admitting that the ad was a mistake, a quote, poorly thought out attempt to participate in a viral moment through a marketing test, that they aren't defending the decision but want to give context in sharing the reference to Elon's statement in his interview. Quote, however, the content and tone of the ad was out of place and out of character and is not representative of who we are as a brand. I will get to my personal thoughts on that in a little bit. They said, our goal as a company has always been to bring value and spark joy, and this ad did the opposite, and then they promise that they will do better in the future. It is signed by 3 people. These people are very important to the story. Dan, Mike, and Katie. Dan and Mike, I believe, are brothers. They are the co-CEOs. Katie is the editor-in-chief. I'm not 100% sure what that means in this context of this company, but that is her role. I will admit, I never looked up to see who the CEOs of FabFitFun were. It just never was something I ever thought to do. I had always had such wonderful conversations with the people that were the the social media team. They rolled over quite a bit. I had quite a few contacts over there over the past few years, but everybody was absolutely lovely. And I was not the only one who did not look into who the CEOs were, because their Twitter accounts / X accounts, no one really was seeing what was going on over there. And apparently they have a lot of very strong viewpoints that agree with Elon Musk and his political viewpoints. Mike's posts especially were disturbing to me personally. When people started looking through his account, they picked out a few of his posts that were especially problematic in my opinion. The posts that people have been circulating around are about his feelings about trans issues. He uses the term in another of the posts, woke mind virus. And then the other one that's going around is about an uptick in college students going to therapy, where he basically says that he feels, at least this is the way I interpret it, that people that go to therapy are weak. He said specifically, quote, steeping them in a culture of victimhood. As far as Dan goes, he's more of a retweeter of Elon. He retweeted a post that said, the great awakening from woke has happened. This is good for civilization. So what I gathered from this is that they just really agree with Elon's viewpoint on the world. You may realize at this point that I do not agree with Elon's viewpoint on the world, but I want to just very quickly remind you of the preface to this, in that I do believe that everybody has a right to their own opinions. Speaking of other opinions, the Daily Beast reported that Katie, who was the editor-in-chief, she seems to have a different perspective on things that are happening in society and people and all of that. She said in a forum post earlier in the week that she didn't like the go yourself post, and continued, quote, I do think it was meant to be a joke. The issue is that it was just not funny at all. I know the team thought that it could be so outrageous that it could go viral, and she was right. Also from that Daily Beast article that I definitely recommend you read, it is linked down below, M. Kim Saxton, who is a professor of marketing at Indiana University's Kelley School of Business, said that companies making political statements need to understand their target audience. She said, quote, FabFitFun's target is millennial women who tend to lean left. So an ad that not only supports a platform some find right-leaning, but also uses a coupon code, go yourself, simply is out of touch. And then I dug a little bit deeper thanks to the FabFitFun Reddit page. So they had found a connection with a gentleman. His name is Sam Teller. I went over to Sam Teller's LinkedIn page where it says all of his previous jobs that he has done. So what's important about him is that he was one of the founders of FabFitFun. It looks like he started the company, but then left to work specifically for Elon's companies. His role is always director of the office of the CEO, but then it lists a bunch of Elon Musk companies. OpenAI, specifically when Elon founded it. And then the same role at Neuralink, same role at the Boring Company, same role at SpaceX, same role at Tesla. It does look like he broke away from there in 2019, but he went to work for an investment company. That investment company is called Valor Equity Partners, which was founded by the former director of Tesla. His name is Antonio Gracias. Of course, I don't know what Sam's current contacts are with the current CEOs of FabFitFun, but they seem to all be big fans of Elon Musk. So that is the fact of what is happening. I am now going to interject my opinion. And I think one thing that is important to know about this is that my mother's whole family is Jewish. In Jewish traditions, in Jewish law, that makes me Jewish. My brother's entire family, his wife, his son, they are all Jewish. Along with that, it is also important to note that one of my very best friends is queer and non-binary. I have a child who is non-binary. That is another piece that affects me very deeply. To find out that the CEOs of FabFitFun align with Elon Musk's values is horrifying for me. Even if I didn't have a personal connection, I would still be absolutely horrified by anybody that I am personally promoting that aligns with Elon Musk's opinions and values. Agreeing with and promoting J.K. Rowling's anti-trans rhetoric is disgusting. The problem with the tweet that he put out is that it is based in a lot of things that are actually just not reality. It is rhetoric. It is the repetition repetition of the spewing of nonsense in order to create division, in order to create an enemy. And he is a part of that. I've said this many times. If you use the term woke as a negative thing, I'm grossed out by that. I think that that's absolutely disgusting because to me, that screams just outright straight up racism. But that being said, I do 100% believe in free speech. We can agree on that. I do not believe anybody should be mandated to have a specific opinion or point of view. Even if I strongly disagree with that point of view, I don't believe anybody should be forced to agree with anybody. The CEOs have a 100% right to their opinion. They have a 100% right to advertise any way that they choose. They have a 100% right to post on X whatever they choose to post as long as it is not violating the rules of X. And on the same vein, this is my platform. My channel is what I want it to be, and I do not want it to be in support of things that I believe are hateful. I do not want it to be in support of or line the pockets of people who I believe are hateful. Like Katie was saying, I personally believe that this ad was the idea, the brainchild of the CEOs and or people they are close to. Like she said, they would have had to sign off on this ad, and it was a complete miss for their audience. They have always been a very positive company, supporting women-owned businesses, supporting minority-owned businesses, all about fun and joy and giving yourself a present every quarter.
Our mission is to deliver happiness and well-being to everyone, everywhere.
It was a very positive vibe. So having a code go yourself, like what in the world? That does not align with what their brand has always been. And I don't know on what planet they thought this was a good idea, but even just the code, I think was a terrible idea, even taking out the whole Elon Musk piece. I used to be a subscription box unboxing channel. FabFitFun is the only subscription box that I stayed with. I got rid of Ipsy, I got rid of BoxyCharm, I got rid of Birchbox, I got rid of all of the subscription boxes except for FabFitFun because I loved it so much. I loved sharing it with you. I loved talking to you about it. I loved getting it. And I'll be 100% honest with you, they also paid me pretty well for it because it was a dedicated video. And the rate for a dedicated video is higher than the mentions that I put on What's Up in Makeup. But I cannot support a company that believes so far off of what I believe and against people that I love, like one of my best friends, my child, and my family. And just a general compassion for human beings in general, I find it absolutely disgusting. Just like the advertisers that pulled out of X, I have a feeling that because the CEOs are so entrenched in Elon Musk and what he believes, they would probably watch this video and then tell me to go myself, which is totally fine because they are 100% entitled to their opinion and their beliefs, and I will kindly see my way out.
I used to be a big Susan Yara back when I was reviewing a lot of skincare. She's very knowledgeable about skincare ingredients. She's beautiful. Her camera setup is gorgeous. I mean, everything that you want in a skinfluencer. But I was kind of disenchanted with her back in 2020 when she launched her skincare line. It's called Naturium. I did a whole deep dive into the situation. I will link that video down below for you if you want to see the whole thing in chronological order. But basically what happened is that Susan started promoting Naturium to her Facebook group, on YouTube videos, stuff like that, but never mentioned that she had a connection to the brand when she was promoting it, which is against FTC guidelines. When Susan put out her apology video, when she explained what had happened back then, basically what she said was that she wasn't the quote unquote founder yet, that she hadn't officially signed on to the brand until a couple of weeks before the products officially launched as her brand.
Over the last few days of self-reflection and talking to friends, I realized that context was really necessary in this conversation. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I hadn't become the formal partner and the formal co-founder of Naturium. I signed my formal agreement just a couple weeks ago. You might have noticed a little bit of buzz about my brand over the last couple of months. I want to tell you a little bit more about it. The most important thing about this brand is that I wanted to make sure all of the ingredients are really truly effective ingredients, but really this is a brand that all of you have been asking for. I have been paying attention to all of the things that you've been asking for over the last couple of years. I signed my agreement, my formal agreement, just a couple weeks ago. And I'm really focused on trying to make the brand more sustainable. We've done a really good job of making sure these are the best products that you can get.
Well, if you notice, there's a lot of focus on retinol and vitamin C, because those are my two.
Yes!
I signed my agreement, my formal agreement, just a couple weeks ago.
And a lot of people gave her the benefit of the doubt back then. In a September episode of What's Up in Makeup, we talked about how Susan and her team sold Naturium to e.l.f. Cosmetics for a whopping $355 million, which is huge. This past week, Susan did an interview with Glossy, and my ears kind of, well, my eyes, I don't know, your eyes can't perk up. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I paid special attention to it because when I put up that video talking about what had happened, I had a lot of people very upset with me, disagreeing with me, believing Susan that she was not affiliated with the brand when she was promoting it. But in this article in Glossy, she pretty much says that it was her brand. At least that's where I am when I'm interpreting. I'm going to put it on the screen for you. I'll read it just in case you're listening so you can hear the whole context. This is directly from the Glossy article. I'm very proud that we sold the brand. It was one of the goals from the get-go, Yara said. It can feel taboo for people to say they wanted to sell their brand. But because she built Naturium with the Center, which is an incubator, but at the end of the day, an investment firm, she said the intention to sell was always clear. Investors always expect to have a return on their money. So I wasn't going into it thinking I'm going to be able to hold on to it, pass it down to my family, and live off of it the rest of my life. So to me, it's like she started it, she got the investors, and then the investors helped her to grow the company, which inherently is not bad. It's actually fantastic. The problem is that she said it happened the opposite way, that the investors started the brand and she joined on later, which was a lie. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. If I'm interpreting it wrong, feel free to let me know, because I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes. Though she has sold the brand, Susan says that she and her 25 employees are staying on with the brand to help its continued growth. The future of the brand does look quite bright, with potential expansion into Canada, Europe, and Asia, bigger distribution, and more stock in order to satisfy demand, because they were saying that a lot of times products will sell out on the website, people get upset, so they want to keep that website stocked a little bit better than they have in the past.
I know that Naturium is a very loved brand. If you buy Naturium, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it or that there's anything inherently wrong with the products or anything. I just found this article really interesting because it kind of builds on the story of Susan, Yara, and Naturium from previous videos. So I figured I'd mention it. Lush is known for thinking outside of the box, both literally and figuratively, and their holiday campaign is so cute. Yes, it's a play off of Willy Wonka, but I haven't seen a campaign quite like this, and I really, really love it. They are offering an exclusive factory tour of their pool factory if shoppers can find a secret code hidden in one of its intergalactic bath bombs. 8 codes celebrating the bath bomb's 8-year anniversary have been included in random bath bombs, which will be delivered to various stores in the UK. Winners and one guest, Willy Wonka style, will get the chance to visit Lush's factory, see how products are created, including their fresh kitchen where ingredients are mixed together. They will also have the opportunity to make their own products, including bath bombs, bubble bars, and face masks with the help of Lush's manufacturing team. I think that is so fun. If you live in the UK and you visit a Lush store, I hope you win. I just think this whole like golden ticket kind of situation, it is a great marketing strategy in that it's going to encourage purchases. At the same time, it's got a fun prize. Like I love this kind of marketing. I think that it's so fun. Beauty parent company Amyris filed for bankruptcy back in August, but unlike Forma Brands that owns Jaclyn Cosmetics and Morphe and all of that, Amyris decided to go a different route. Instead of holding on to the companies and trying to grow them, what Amyris is doing is they are basically selling off their subsidiaries for parts. They're selling each brand individually. We're starting to see reports of how this is all shaking out. So for example, Biossance was sold to THG Beauty for $20 million. Women's health and technology company Menno Labs was acquired by a company called Dr. Reddy's Labs for $3 million. The clean baby care brand called Pipette was purchased by HRB Brands for $1.75 million. If you're not familiar with HRB Brands, they own brands like VO5, Brute, and Seabreeze. And those of us 80s, 90s kids, we're very familiar with Seabreeze. We're glad it's out of our lives. At least I am. Anyway, back on topic. Sometimes I get distracted by my own thoughts. Francisco Costa, he made a bid to acquire his brand. It is called Costa Brazil, as well as the assets for the New York City spa called Onda Beauty. That's all we know so far. So no word yet on what is going to happen with other popular Amyris brands like Naomi Watts' perimenopause brand. It is called Stripes. Rosie Huntington Whiteley's cosmetic brand Rose Inc. or Jonathan Van Ness's JVN hair care line. I will keep my eye on this and let you know if there are any updates. I have been highlighting the Pantone color of the year since 2015, and that happened to be the same year that was the color Marsala was the Pantone color of the year, and that is still my favorite Pantone color of the year up until now. I actually am really excited about this year. So if you're not familiar with the Pantone color of the year, the Pantone Color Institute started picking the Pantone color of the year in 1999, and it was more than just picking a color. The color was supposed to be representative of what was happening in that time. They said they had a, quote, purpose of engaging the design community and color enthusiasts in a conversation around color and the relationship between color and culture. So it's more than just picking a color. It's supposed to be representative. So what is the color of 2024, you may ask? Here it is. It is called Peach Fuzz, or Pantone number 13-1023. Latrice Eisman, she is the executive director of the Pantone Color Institute, said in a press release about the 25th Pantone color of the year that Peach Fuzz is, quote, a cozy peach hue softly nestled between pink and orange. Peach Fuzz brings belonging, inspires recalibration, and an opportunity for nurturing, conjuring up an air of calm, offering us a space to be, feel, and heal, and to flourish from whether spending time with others or taking time to enjoy a moment by ourselves. And then she continued, drawing comfort from Peach Fuzz, we can find peace from within, impacting our well-being. An idea as much as a feeling, Peach Fuzz awakens our senses to the comforting presence of tactility and cocooned warmth. That sounds lovely. How nice would it be if 2024 panned out the way that Pantone wants it to pan out? I do think that in society, we need more of that in our lives. Will it end up like that? That is to be seen, but that does sound very nice. I think that we do need a recalibration, a figuring out of where we want to go as a society. And then hopefully as a result, we'll have a little bit more calm in our lives. All right, my friend, we have made it to the product report. Let's talk about the things that were launched this week. So starting with Gourmand Girls and Doodles by the Bunny, the Silent Night palette has launched. It is $54.99. You get 5 duochrome shades and 7 mattes. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm absolutely in love with the Gourmand Girls formula. Really, really excited about this palette. Singe Beauty by Angie Newqvist has launched new brushes. There are 7 face brushes. They are $145 for the bundle, 2 new eye brushes, $21 for the bundle, a makeup sponge, and a velvet powder puff. The bundle of those 2 is $17. Individual prices are between $9 and $25 per product. Congratulations, Angie. I am so happy for you. I know how hard you've worked on this. Linda Hallberg Cosmetics, or LH Cosmetics, has the new Siren Song palette. It is $46. This is what they say about it. Dive into a world of 4 stunning creamy shadows that are inspired by the depths of the ocean. Each shade has buildable coverage and a metallic shimmery finish, leaving you with an instant wow effect. It is very, very pretty. Next, we have a sneak peek from Glamlight. They are going to be doing a Kiss collab in early 2024. Now, I did hear that Kiss is finishing up their final tour. And then I noticed, I think it was on their YouTube page when I was kind of researching for this, that they're making digital representations of themselves so that they can live forever. It's a whole thing. If you're a Kiss fan, I definitely recommend you check it out. Coming soon from Too Faced, 2 products. The Naturally Better Than Sex mascara is $30. They say it's volumizing, lengthening, curling, and conditioning with a 98% naturally derived formula with bamboo fibers and goji berries.
I'm very curious to see how this holds up next to the original Better Than Sex. I have a feeling it isn't going to be as dramatic, mostly based on the promo photos that they have for the product. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more natural in the effect as well. The second product from Too Faced coming soon is the Kissing Jelly Ultra Nourishing Non-Sticky Lip Oil Gloss Hybrid. Whoa, that's a lot to spit out. $22 each, 6 shades. They say it leaves a hint of tint, giving you an instant hydration of a lip oil with the candy shine of a lip gloss. There is some fragrance in there, and then all of the shades are named after something that could be a flavor, so I'm kind of hoping that they flavored these. The shades are named Bubblegum, Grape Soda, Pina Colada, Raspberry, Sour Watermelon, and Sweet Cotton Candy. Knowing Too Faced, these are probably going to taste like that, which I personally think is very, very smart. Hopefully they do. Speaking of lip oils, we have a new lip oil from Vacation. This is the Chardonnay lip oil. It does not taste like Chardonnay. It is made with Chardonnay grape seed oil, which is a wonderful antioxidant. And it also has SPF in it. So this is going to be a really good thing to protect your lips and also to help your lips fight free radical damage. I'm really digging on the ingredient list for this one. It is $16, which doesn't seem to be ridiculously overpriced. Before we get to Sephora, just one more thing, and it's skincare, which I had to put in because I love cookies. I had to put this in. This is the Nestle and Beekman 1802. I like Beekman 1802 as well. A lot of the products in the collaboration are sold out. The hand cream is still available, and one of the bundles, at least as of filming, was still available, but it was low stock. It is a gift set. It's $68. You get the Bloom Cream Daily Moisturizer, Mini Milk Drops Ceramide Serum, the Fresh Baked Cookies and Milk Round Bar Soap, and the Fresh Baked Cookies and Milk hand cream. Hand cream by itself is $15, and I will say I did purchase it because it smells like cookies. And when something smells like cookies, it's really hard for me not to buy it, especially that's a pretty reasonable price point at $15, especially for a brand like Beekman 1802. Moving over to Sephora, just one thing that looked new to me. Maybe it came out with the rest of this collection, but it looks new, so I figured I would mention it. The Tom Ford Soleil Neige Gloss Luxe. It is $61. There's 3 shades available. They call it a high shine oversaturated moisturizing lip gloss that you can wear alone or layer over lipstick. At Ulta, new product from Rabanne, we have the Love Balm Hydrating Lip Balm, 6 shades, $28 each. They say it's naturally tinted with a glowy finish. We have a pretty moderately sized drop from Milani, the highly rated anti-gravity waterproof version of their mascara. It's $12.99. This one does say sold out. Sometimes with Ulta, sold out just means it hasn't officially launched yet, so I would imagine it will be on the website soon. Next is the Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer for $12.99 as well. 4 shades there. They say it gives you a sun-kissed glow year-round. A lightweight, ultra-blendable cream bronzer with a buildable soft matte finish that's never orange. And then finally, the Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stain. This is $13.99. 6 shades. They say it's buildable, glossy color, transforms into a semi-matte stain. And y'all know how much I love the Color Fetish lipsticks. They are some of my favorite lipsticks of all time, so I'm very curious about this. And then one more pretty big drop from Essence over there. The Disney Mickey and Friends collection. $9.99 for the palettes and then $4.99 for the things that aren't eyeshadow palettes. The 3 palettes are in Friends Dreams Are Forever, that's greens and browns, Imagination Has No Age, which is pinks and browns, and then Laughter is Timeless, which is mostly blues. There's also 2 different bouncy blushes in Never Grow Up and Another Perfect Day, and then finally a balmy gloss in All Time Classic or Back to Nature. PR or purchase product of the week. Usually I talk about something that is on my face today. We're not focusing on that, even though a lot of what's on my eyes is the Bailey Sarian Melt Collab is kind of what's going on here. I had to supplement the inner corner with something a little bit lighter. I used the Too Faced Italian Spritz palette for that, but overall this is what's on my eyes today. I also used the lipstick from the collection as well, but what I really want to focus on today is an article that I was going to put in top news, but I kind of ran out of space there, so I figured we would focus on it here because I ended up purchasing the product. The article that I found is Can a Fragrance Finding Algorithm Choose My Signature Scent? It is a company called Noteworthy that I believe is relatively new. It's from the same people who founded Proven Skincare, which is a algorithm finding skincare routine. They say on the website that the algorithm analyzes customers' personalities, life experiences, and individual preferences to provide personalized scent recommendations from their collection of 18 perfumes. So I did the quiz and I got 4 perfumes and I wanted to review it for you because it is kind of pricey. I think it was $25 for 4 of these. When you get your 4 samples, if you do find your signature scent, then they do give you a $25 credit to get a full-size bottle, which is, I know, over $100, or you can get 2 of the travel sprays and get a discount there as well. It's really $25 off of a $70 or more purchase, so that's nice that they include that in there to encourage you to take the next step. So let me tell you what I got and what I thought. So the first one is N841. This one is notes of lemon, tarragon, and cedarwood. The second one is N551. It has notes of lily of the valley, amber, and sandalwood. This one is N57, vanilla, passion fruit, and tonka bean. And then finally, we have N307, which is mandarin, basil, and sandalwood. And I will tell you, it's pretty accurate. Like the scents they say they're gonna be are pretty accurate. I sprayed them all. I sprayed like one here, one here, one here, and one here. I had my husband smell them. I had my son smell them. And we all agreed there's only one of these that we really like. And it was N57, which is the vanilla, passion fruit, and tonka bean. This one smells amazing. I feel like they nailed my preferences on this one in particular, but the rest of them, honestly, they're weird. They're really weird for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and respray these so I can get them fresh in my mind, no pun intended. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention as I'm trying to spray the very last one, which is my favorite, I think that this one is kind of broken, this little sprayer. It's, of course, my favorite one is the one that I'm having trouble getting out of the sprayer, which makes me really, really sad. But one thing you can do, which is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to just try to pull this off and get it out that way instead. Please don't break, because this one is my favorite. Let me see if that just kind of encouraged it. There we go. I got a little bit out. Okay. I will tell you, I don't think any of these smell bad in any way. Like they all smell good. They're just not me. So the first one, the one that's lemon, tarragon, and cedarwood, as well as the second one, which is the lily of the valley, amber, and sandalwood. I feel like those are very spring-like. They're very floral scented. I thought that the one with lemon would be a little bit more, I don't know, like heavy on the citrus. It really smells like a seasoning rather than a perfume. If I'm going to be 100% with you, like something you would season chicken with. Like that. That's the first thing I think of. The second one is definitely a perfume, but it's very springy and it's very floral and it's not really me. The mandarin and basil one is kind of like that as well, but more of like a drink. Like I imagine this being like a mimosa almost kind of situation. I think I would want to drink this more than I would want to wear it. But the last one, the one that's more gourmand, the one that's sweeter, like that one is very me. It's very winter. It's exactly what I want in my life. So I'm debating whether I want to get a travel size of this. I do not think I will end up with a full size because we've talked about this before when I've done, the Scentbird sponsorship and everything. I don't really do full sizes anymore because I never end up using them, but I really am thinking about getting a travel size of this one because I'm really enjoying it. So do I think this is worth $25? It really depends. I think part of what you're paying for is the experience and not the product that you're getting. Don't expect to get $25 worth of fragrance here. You're getting maybe $10 worth of fragrance, which is what I feel like is reasonable for the actual fragrances, and then you're paying $15 for that customization aspect. That's just my thoughts, my opinion, how I feel about it. Would I do this again? Would I recommend it to other people? Maybe. I think it's really going to depend on the person and whether it's actually worth it to them or not. Am I happy I got it? Am I happy I experienced it? Yeah, absolutely. It was really fun, and I do really love that one scent. Notable sales this week, not a lot happening in the Hunters group as far as submissions for sales this week. So let's just focus on Sephora and Ulta. So over at Sephora, of course, they're still doing that 20% off for all beauty insiders, 30% off of Sephora collection. But I figured I would let you know some of the things in their sales section that looked really interesting to me that are just naturally on sale. So like, for example, the hashtag Lip Stories lipsticks, I love those. They're fabulous. They're a wonderful lipstick formula. Those are on sale for only $5 each. The Beauty Blender Play Color Changing Makeup Sponge is on sale for $15.40. It's really just more like a novelty that it changes color when it gets warm, I believe. When you run underwater, it changes color, which is kind of fun, but it's more of those you have to kind of be easily amused to feel like this one is worth it, even at the $15.40 price, unless you're just a Beauty Blender loyalist. Next up, there was a lot of interest in the comment section. This didn't come out that long ago. The NARS Invite Only Mini Afterglow Liquid Blush set. It's on sale for $31.50 for 3 minis. I also noticed that the Fresh Color and Care Lip Collection, which I know this makes a nice gift for a lot of people, you get 5 minis for $32 for that lip balm lover in your life. Next up, I noticed this was on sale both at Ulta and Sephora for this price, but they're different colors. The Dyson Limited Edition Air Wrap Multi-Styler in Ceramic Pop is the one that is at Sephora. It is $100 off at $4.99. They have more of like a true like blue, like a royal blue one available over at Ulta for the same price. And then the last thing I wanted to point out that's on sale over at Sephora is the Melt Mini Bad Side Zodiac eyeshadow palettes. Those are $19 each. And then of course over at Ulta, they're still doing their Happy Holidays sale, but y'all were kind enough to let me know, and I did take advantage of this. If you're signed up for Ulta's emails, check your email for a 20% off site-wide coupon that is a one-time use coupon that you can use at checkout. As far as the Happy Holidays deals, this coming week we have deals from Benefit, ColourPop, Urban Decay, Vintage Cosmetics Company, Murad, Philosophy, Glamnetic, Truly, Crest, Kiehl's, Select Hair Accessories, Select Hair Tools, and Select Nail Products. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, thank you as always to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you so much. Our chat today is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time next week as well. We're going to be hanging out, talking about makeup, talking about the community. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to talk about, whether we're going to talk a little bit more about behind the scenes of working with FabFitFun or something else. It just kind of depends on what the initial comments are on this video, whether we'll talk more about FabFitFun or not. But either way, no matter what we're talking about, hopefully you can join us. If you can't, it is no problem at all. It's very easy to catch on the replay. Go over to your subscription feed. It should be hanging out right there if you're subscribed. But if you're not subscribed for some reason, I don't know why you're not subscribed. You keep watching my channel. Just subscribe if you want to subscribe. Just like it'll be there in your subscription feed. So easy to find. But if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay too. Totally up to you. Free choice, free will. Do what you want, but you're going to have to take a couple extra steps to get to chat. You're going to go to my channel page. You're going to click on the live tab. That's where all my live chats are housed. Or you can go down below this video. There is a link to the What's Up in Makeup live chat podcast where all the episodes of What's Up in Makeup are put so that you can listen to them more like a podcast if that's more your jam. And with that being said, my friend, thank you again so much for watching. If you would like to hang out just a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you over here to watch, including last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. It's going to be right there. YouTube pick the top one based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, I'll get it. It is no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and love to you, and I will see you in a video very soon.